All right, what's going on, guys? So in this video, we're doing a reverse sear on some pork chops. I got some nice thick chops we're gonna throw on the smoke. I'm gonna get them all cooked up, then we're gonna sear them off in the pan. I got some sweet potatoes. We're gonna make sweet potato mash. It's gonna be freaking awesome. So stick around, guys, check it out. Here we go. All right, so the first thing you wanna do, obviously, is get your chops. These are pretty good thickness. I would like them maybe a little bit thicker, but they look pretty good how they are. I just went down to the butcher and picked these up. So the way I'm gonna season these is I got Texas Sugar by Meat Church right here. I'm gonna use this. It's not overly sweet, it's got a good amount of saltiness to it, so I feel like it's gonna be pretty good with these chops. Not using a binder, it feels pretty, pretty good amount of moisture on there. Maybe just a little more black pepper on there. So as far as seasoning, that's all I gotta do. I'm gonna throw these on the smoker, so I'll see you guys outside. All right, so I got the smoker going to 225 degrees. Just gonna get these chops on here. These shouldn't take that long because they are pretty thin, so I'm gonna put a probe in. I'm looking for like 125. Then I'm gonna put them in the pan the rest of the time and sear them up like that. So while that meat's on the smoker, I'm gonna get started on the sweet potato mash. I got a few sweet potatoes that are already peeled and washed. I'm just gonna dice these up. Just gonna cut these up into chunks that are like relatively the same size, just so they cook at the same rate. Also, really fast, I just want to mention the good people at Econo Knives sent me out this chef's knife just to check it out, just to try it out and see how I like it. I'm liking it so far. Been using it for a couple weeks. This company's been around for over 100 years. This is Japanese quality steel, quality construction. Feels good in the hand. If you want to get your hands on one of these knives and you want to save 10%, I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out. Use code RGsFood and you can pick one of these up. So yeah, I'm liking it so far, pretty much. All right, so I got those potatoes. I got a pot of water. Throw some salt into the water. Get these potatoes in there. Just gonna boil those till they're fork tender, just like regular mashed potatoes. Now into a smaller pot, got 16 ounces of heavy cream going in. Probably not gonna use it all, but I'm just throwing it all in there. Taking a whole head of garlic, I'm gonna slice it in half, just like that. Get it all in there, paper and all, doesn't even matter because I'm gonna strain it out after anyway. Got a little bit of thyme. Few sprigs. Then with this, I'm just gonna set it off to the side, let it simmer for like, 30 minutes or something like that. Then I'm gonna incorporate that into the sweet potatoes. So after about 40 minutes, these chops were reading 125 internal. Looking pretty good. I'm just gonna set these off to the side, finish up those sweet potatoes. Then we're gonna cook these off in the pan. I'm shooting for like anywhere between like, 140, 145 finished internal cooking temperature. If it goes a little over, it's not that big of a deal. All right, got the sweet potatoes all strained, super tender. I'm using a ricer. If you want the absolute smoothest, best mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes, get one of these. I'll put a link down below for Amazon if you want to check it out. There's nothing wrong with using a masher, but I'm gonna go with this bad boy right here. I got a little bit of that garlic and thyme infused cream right there. Like I said, I'm not gonna use it all. Do a little splash in there. Got a bunch of butter, 1 stick of Kerrygold going in. Good pinch of salt and pepper. That tastes really good. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a pan on some high heat, a little bit of avocado oil. As soon as you see just a little bit of smoke, you know it's gonna be hot enough to sear off the chops. And they got these fat caps on there, so I'm gonna sear them off first before I put them flat. So you guys saw me at the beginning of the video put that sugary rub on the pork chops, knowing full well that if you put any kind of sugar on meat, whether it's chicken or pork or whatever it is, it's just gonna burn up when you sear it off. But for whatever reason, in the back of my mind, I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought it was going to turn out different this time, but obviously not, because I seared it on high heat on one side for like, I checked it out for like 20 seconds, and it was starting to burn up. It was getting pretty charred up. So I turned it over, turned the heat down super low, and then I threw the butter in there with the herbs. Then I just continued to cook it on low heat and flip it over every so often until I reached the internal temperature. I think it was like 140, 143. I let it carry over. Also, when you're butter basting a steak or a pork chop like this, you want to make sure the butter foams up to cook all the moisture out of it. But obviously I couldn't turn the heat up because I don't want to burn anything up. So technically this is flawed, but it still came out good. So lesson learned today, boys and girls, don't be a dumbass like me and put a sugary rub on something you're going to sear off. So there it is, guys. Reverse seared pork chops, sweet potato mash, a little bit of fried sage, and I put some balsamic glaze over the top. Cheers. Dude, that is so good. Perfect combination of sweet and savory. The chop came out really good. It's not dried out or anything like that. The sweet potatoes are super buttery. Got a little bit of sweetness in there. A little bit of fried sage. But overall, it was really good. Got a little bit charred on there, but it was okay. Doesn't taste bitter or anything like that. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, guys. Peace out. I appreciate it.